Here is our second card. So the technique for changing the different colors between the different sections is the same as the first card, but we're gonna add a little element to it. We're gonna add a stamped background. And because embossing glazes are transparent, you will see the stamped image in the background. Now, I did mine fairly light and fairly subtle because I don't want it to take over the image piece. I just wanted to add a little bit more interest. And you can actually see a little tiny bit of it within the wings of the butterfly as well. So once again, the very first step is to prepare our background. And for this particular one, the first step is stamping that background image. And you can choose whatever one you want. This particular one is from a butterfly set, so it's got different French words, and then I think some of them have to do with butterflies. I'm not totally sure. So my piece of paper is just a little bit bigger than my stamp. I'm putting my stamp towards the right side of the paper simply because this part has the butterfly, so the part here that isn't stamped, you're not going to see it a whole lot. So there we go. So I chose a light color to do that in as well. If you wanted it to be more prominent, you absolutely could do a darker color. I just didn't see it necessary. So I'm going to take the backing off of my tape, put my tape on my desk with the sticky side up, and then let's put our piece down here. And I typically try to get one edge as close to the edge as possible so that I'm not wasting a bunch of tape that I'm cutting off, because even though I typically keep some of these smaller bits, they're not really a large surface of tape, so it's not as useful as a little bit bigger piece. So let's get that backing back and we'll stick these to it. And I'm using tapes that come in a sheet right now. You can actually also buy it in a roll. This tends to be more economical and cheaper in the long run, but it's a bigger investment to start with. But I am at the end of my roll, so I can't show it to you on the roll. But that's okay, the tape works exactly the same way. So get all these little bits off the side. Oh, my tape fell off of that last one, so that's just gonna get tossed. Sometimes, especially with these thin little bits, sometimes the tape will stick to the X-Acto knife as you're cutting, or else as you're moving it to your backing, it just sticks to your finger. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. All right, so now I've got my piece here and I want to, you can, if you hold it up to the light, you can see exactly where your stamped image is. So you'll be able to see which side is the part that doesn't have the image on it. So I'm just using this butterfly here. It's a really, really big butterfly that I absolutely love. And we're gonna put it through our die cutting machine. Now there's no point in positioning it before I lay it down, simply because it's likely gonna move. So what I wanted to do is have the body showing on the card. You could, if you want, just cut the body in half and have your card kind of have half the body there. I just thought it looked more interesting to have the full body there. So the one thing to keep in mind though when it does that, it cuts a little bit here that's from the other wing, and I just make that blue to go with the sky because I thought it would look a little bit funny to have just that one little blip of the other wing showing. And I want to make sure that my wings fit in the top and within the top and the bottom of my card front. So I'm doing the placement the same as my sample card. You could even twist it and have a different perspective of your butterfly on it. That would look really, really cool as well. Get the machine out of the way. So we're going to tape the backing same as the first. You can see right away that it's cut right through here. So this, any piece that you can see that it's cut right through that might give you a problem when you're peeling backing off, we are going to put some tape on it right to start. And once again, this tape is going to be used to help glue the card together, so it's not a waste of tape. to do this. So on the side here, you'll see I have all sorts of strips or whatever. Like I said, I just keep them and I keep reusing them over and over again. Let me rephrase that. I keep them and I use them for projects. So when I cut something or do a project and I have a little bit of tape left, I don't toss it. I use it. It's a one-use thing. You can't use it over and over again. And you want to do this before you take the die out, because sometimes when you take the die out, some of those pieces will come with it. So I always do this while my die is still on the card front. All right, so let's peel it off. I always check my die. Sometimes you'll get little backing pieces that stick in there, and I've got a few in here. That's okay, because I'm going to fill that in with embossing powder right now. I'm going to do the dark purple, so it's not going to compete with the outline of my butterfly. So I'm going to do just those pieces just to fill them in, and then I'm going to do my outline of the butterfly after that, and then do darkest to lightest. So this is the palette that I used for my card sample for this particular one, just because I like it when I can show you things with different colors. Sometimes it inspires you. Sometimes people see this and think this is the only way they can do it. So I'm going to take those two out, and I am going to add two of the new colors as well, just so you can see what the difference looks like. This one here is my sky color. So for this particular card, I'm not using clear. I'm going to use the blue for the sky. So I can put my die to the side, and I will see you in the next video, and we will start to fill everything in with the glaze.